Good evening and welcome to the broadcast booth. My name is Sedric Granger and I'm joined by Hanna. And Tim, it looked like it was a great last game of the road stretch for our Copperheads.
It was. Copperheads got it done yesterday in Richmond. Bit of a different performance than we've seen really from this team all season. Pitching was great, limited those walks. We talked to Coach Lanning after the game and said, we can't win games walking 13 guys. Yesterday, they responded, only walked 2 batters yesterday, got the 8-4 win on the road. Now they head back home for a little bit of a home stretch this week.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more home games coming up this week, which we're really excited about. We're personally happy to be back in our home broadcast booth. It's been a while. And Copperheads, even though they're going to have a lot more home games in this stretch, it is going to be a 7 games in 7 days sort of stretch. So it could be a bit of a grind for the Copperheads, but that's what the season is all about. And we've seen through that road stretch that this team knows how to grind. They went 2-2 throughout that little bit of time. So it'll be interesting to see what the Copperheads will do, but we'll flip it around for you guys and get the game started as Colin Ryan's on the mound, delivers the first pitch for strike number 1. Great way to be able to get it started for Colin Ryan. He is from Stony Brook University, and he's had 2 appearances on the day. He had pitched 2 1/3 innings against the Mariners, 1 inning against the Steam, as he delivers another pitch right down Broadway for another swing and a miss for strike number 2. And he's going against Jeffrey Hurd, which is the center fielder for the Xenia Scouts. And actually, that's a quick strike 3. We turn around for a second. He already delivers an out and a strikeout on 3 pitches. So solid start there for Colin Ryan, already picking up K number 1 against Jeffrey Hurd. That'll bring on Blaze Bell of the Xenia Scouts. The righty on the year, as you see another strike. That's 4 pitches, 4 strikes for Colin Ryan. But Blaze Bell, he is 2 for 3. 2 runs, 1 walk against the Settlers, and is batting .250 on the year. As you see another swing and a miss as Colin Ryan pitched that one high, and Blaze Bell tried to get up there and get it, and it didn't work out for him. And speaking of blazing right now, it is a very hot, very muggy day, Tim, as we're in the 90s.
It is good to see so many fans here at the ballpark, even though it is quite a warm day out. Copperheads, like we said in the pregame, are back after spending last week on the road, so it's great to be back. Great to be back in front of the home crowd. It's Bark at the Park night too, so seeing quite a few dogs out there. We got some dog pools set up down the right field line here at Bob Wren Stadium.
Well, I think Colin Ryan right now is being an absolute dog on the mound with 7 pitches, 7 strikes, as he's already retired 2, looking to make it 3 against Ross Smith. Ross Smith from Metro State College in Westminster, Colorado. Delivers another pitch, strike number 2, as there's already 2 outs in the inning. We're at the top of the first in Athens, Ohio. The Southern Ohio Copperheads being able to have their second home game as Colin Ryan sets, delivers, and a swing and a miss, and 9 pitches, 9 strikeouts, and that's going to retire the side just like that. What a start for Colin Ryan.
What an incredible inning. Oh, my goodness. We kind of missed the first part of that inning as we were finishing up the pregame show, but that is incredible. What a way to welcome the fans back to Bob Wren Stadium.
It is. That is a statement. There's no doubt in my mind the Copperheads are ready to play today, as we'll take a little bit of a break. You're going into the bottom of the first. The Copperheads and Xenia Scouts are tied up at 0. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Colin Ryan deliver 9 pitches for 9 strikes to retire the side as quickly as possible. And now, before we can even go over the lineups, it's already the Copperheads' turn to bat. It will be Trey Rucker up first. Takes the first pitch low and outside for a ball. He'll be working against the pitcher Garrett DeClue for the Xenia Scouts. Comes from University of the Cumberlands from Littleton, Colorado, and had some action in Game 1 for the Xenia Scouts in their matchup against the Hamilton Joes, where they lost 5-6, and he did a great job. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, ERA of 3.6. So definitely be a good battle there, as it's a 1-1 count as he delivered a strike to Trey Rucker. And speaking of the lineup here for the Copperheads, it'll be Trey Rucker batting first, Gunnar Aldridge batting second, followed by Bam Thomas batting third, as that's a foul tip backwards for strike number 2 for Trey Rucker. He'll be doing with a 1-2 count. He'll be followed by Kyle Ratliff hitting cleanup. Joshua Steidel will be 5th. Mason Nadolny 6th. Jordan Long will be hitting 7th. Matt Friesen at 8th, as he's back in the catcher position today. And Carson Shepard will be batting 9th and playing shortstop for your Copperheads, as we see the 2-1 pitch to Trey Rucker. He's going to ground that one out to third base. There's the hit, and it's going to be in time as they go for a tag out instead of the force out, and they're able to get that one as Roman Thompson picked up the ball, played it to Blaze Bell for 1 down.
Rucker kind of got knocked over there on the run down to first. Wasn't an interference or anything, but you don't normally see the runners falling down.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice to go for the tag out as opposed to the out at the bag. So
throw kind of pulled him off the bag from Thompson over there at third base.
Gunnar Aldridge is up against the Jazz. He was 1 for 5 with 1 RBI. He takes that one inside for ball number 1. And 1 for 5, 1 RBI, 1 walk, 1 stolen base, and 2 runs against the Jazz, as he had himself quite the game, including that RBI single, which really helped the Copperheads increase their lead, as that pitch is outside on the zone, and that's going to be strike number 1. 1-1 is the count with 1 out, as this game is really starting quick. I mean, talk about a top of the first inning there from Ryan.
Absolute textbook from Ryan. I mean, that's just something you don't ever see, the immaculate inning, one of the hardest things to do in baseball. Ryan comes out here, 90-degree day. Home crowd comes out, 1, 2, 3 on 9 pitches.
It is, yeah. The weather's not the only thing that has the heat right now, as Colin Ryan's pitching brought some heat too, as you see a swing and a miss for Aldridge, and he'll go down via strikes. So that's 2 up, 2 down for the Copperheads, as Bam Thomas comes into the game, as Bam Thomas had his best game of the year against the Richmond Jazz there, as he was 2 for 5, 1 run, 1 double, 1 home run, which we went absolutely crazy for, 2 RBIs and 1 walk against the Jazz. Had 6 at-bats, put in some good work, and we'll see what he can do. Working with 2 outs, 0 on for Ashton. Bam Thomas, DeClue delivers the pitch. Going to be right in the zone for strike number 1. Fastball, as Bam Thomas is trying to get a little bit of a survey of what he'll see from DeClue.
Bam Thomas got the weight lifted off of his shoulder last night. I mean, absolute sigh of relief. He came and talked to us yesterday, and he just seemed so much more relaxed after he got that elusive home run. Coming off a bit of a slump, too. He's hoping that that home run will kind of propel him in the right direction after a rough week last week at the plate.
It is. He also mentioned how the day off just really helped as well, to be able to kind of reset your mind and just be able to feel relaxed and focused for the next game. As 0-2 count with 2 outs. There's the pitch. There's a hit. It's going to be fouled just before it gets to first base. And we'll do it again at 0-2 for Ashton Bam Thomas. On the season, batting 176. There's 3 RBIs on the year as well. Zero is the score in Athens, Ohio. 90-degree day, quite muggy, as there's the pitch, there's a hit. It's going to be a base hit for Ashton Bam Thomas to right field. He grounded it out there. It got past second base and first base, and that's a solid start to the day for the Copperheads, as Bam Thomas is able to get on base.
Bam Thomas sees the ball really well there, able to get that in the gap out to right field and get a little something going for this offense here as Kyle Ratliff steps up to the plate.
Yep, Kyle Ratliff seeing some action, getting back into the starting lineup. He did appear, though, in the game against the Jazz where he was 1 for 2, 1 run, 1 strikeout, but he was a spark. When we were talking to Coach Lanning, he really was a great spark for the team. He's one of the guys that he mentioned in that really emphatic 8th inning for the Copperheads when they really took control of the game in their 10-6 win over the Richmond Jazz, as he took ball 1, working with 1 runner on first. He takes the second pitch right there from DeClue for a ball. 2-0 is the count for Kyle Ratliff, the Southern Illinois University Edwardsville man.
Definitely the best performance offensively we've seen from that team, that 8th inning yesterday. Really taking this offense to a whole nother level.
Chopper foul on third base side. Make the count 2-1 now for Kyle Ratliff. Getting a little chance to be able to breathe here, as we saw just an emphatic opening inning there defensively for the Copperheads. It's pretty interesting getting to see the defense be able to start the game, as this is the first home game in quite a while, as you see a hit for Kyle Ratliff, and it goes right to left field to retire the side. Colby Ferris was there to make the play. So Copperheads aren't able to score any. We saw Bam Thomas get a single, but the score remains 0-0 for the Copperheads and the Scouts. Going into the bottom of the second, you're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Welcome to the top of the second inning. The top of the second inning is presented to you by Jackie O's. Jackie O's is offering Homer's Hazy IPA, and for Copperheads fans over the age of 21, enjoy that beverage. In a scoreless game in the top of the second, the Copperheads will be pitching here to the Xenia Scouts. Their lineup is, we didn't even get to go over it because the inning was so fast, as we saw an immaculate inning for Colin Ryan as he pitches again. It's going to be fouled off by number 18, Matt Early, who's 4th in their lineup. But we'll go over the full lineup here for the Xenia Scouts, who are coming into this game at 1-3. It'll be Jeffrey Hurd batting first, Blaze Bell batting second, Ross Smith batting third. All of them went down to strikes in 9 straight pitches. Then right now it's Matt Early, who is at the plate for the Xenia Scouts. He takes the 0-1 pitch, and it's going to be another strike there for Ryan, who has 11 pitches now for 11 strikes. And he'll try to make it 12 as he sets, delivers the pitch, swing and miss, and that's another strikeout, as that is 4 straight strikeouts for Colin Ryan.
I don't know what was in that bullpen water today, Sedric, but I mean this is the best 4-batter stretch of pitching we have seen this entire season from the Southern Ohio Copperheads. 4 straight batters, 4 straight strikeouts. Colin Ryan is delivering today.
He is on fire, and now he'll go against Colby Ferris, who would try to draw first blood for the Xenia Scouts. He's from Tarleton State University, Hurst, Texas, and went 1 for 2 with 1 RBI in their last game against the Settlers, as we see the first ball now delivered for Ryan. Make that 2 now 2-0 is the count. And I didn't even know he could throw a ball at this point, Tim. I mean, we've only seen strikes so far.
Great way to get this game started. Get the home crowd energized.
Drive to left field. It's going to be a run, and Bam Thomas is unable to get it, and that's going to be a standing double for Colby Ferris, as Ferris seemed to have figured out Ryan a little bit there. And the rest of the lineup will be Roman Thompson, who'll be batting 6th, Tommy Rover batting 7th, Sam Newkirk batting 8th, and Kyle Wu batting 9th for the Xenia Scouts, who are coming off a 4-7 loss against the Settlers, but are quite a competitive team. They did well against the Mariners, as that was their only home game of the season so far, as they won 4-2. And they've been a team like the Copperheads, where they've had a majority of their season on the road.
We saw how difficult it was for the Copperheads to kind of maintain their momentum on the road, not playing in front of their home crowd every night. Something we talked to the guys about, and they said, it's different playing on the road, different not playing in front of. We've got a pretty decent-sized crowd here tonight, one of the bigger ones we've seen since opening night. So it is difficult for teams to play on the road and carry that momentum even from win to win.
The 0-1 pitch, a little bit outside for ball 1, and he's going against Roman Thompson from University of Central Oklahoma, and is from Lubbock, Texas, and he's back in the starting lineup after not starting last week. Going against Colin Ryan, the pitcher for the Copperheads. He delivers the pitch, and it's going to be a swing, and it's going to be another base hit. Bam Thomas with the ball, trying to make a throw as the runner's going to go to home plate. So it's going to be a play. Matt Friesen tried to tag him out, and Ferris is safe, much to the chagrin of the fans in this stadium, as it seemed like Ferris was just able to slide in time. So that'll go down as an RBI single for Roman Thompson, as now the Xenia Scouts are in the lead right now on the road. They're in their Navy jerseys, Navy batting helmets, going against the Copperheads in their all-white attire for today. As with one out, there's one runner scored now for the Xenia Scouts.
I do not know about that play. They might want to, referee or umpire might want to come up and check with us on the instant replay, because I think he got him out. That was, a really difficult close play at the plate, but unless Friesen just missed the tag there, that was a pretty obvious out from where we were sitting.
It was. It's a tough break for the Copperheads there, that we can't be able to have that sort of instant replay feature. If they could come up here, I feel like we could have a pretty interesting thing, as there's a bunt from Tommy Rover, and that'll advance both of the runners, as it looked like Roman Thompson tried to go and get a little bit of extra room there, as he had to slide back onto the plate, and that ended up tripping up Gunnar Aldridge at his second base position. And right now we've seen the Xenia Scouts. They've been out here being a little bit of aggressive, as we saw a tough tag out that put Trey Rucker on the ground. And then now you see a situation here where Roman Thompson on the base pass flipped over Gunnar Aldridge there.
Not really the start the Copperheads were looking for here today. A couple close plays, a couple tough plays at the plate. Really see how this defense is going to be able to respond here.
2 runners on for Sam Newkirk out of Grace College. Takes the first pitch for a ball. That one was close. I felt like that was in the zone there, but nevertheless, the count is 1-0 with 1 out. Thompson on second, Rover on first. Colby Ferris got the scoring started, as he scored on an RBI single from Roman Thompson. There's the pitch. It's going to be a chopper out towards third base and fouled, and it'll be 1-1. One thing that I really liked seeing from yesterday, Tim, was as the game got on, the fielding got a lot better, as we saw Mason Nadani and Mitch Class really connect very well on that third base to first base delivery, as we saw a lot of plays go to Nadani, and he did a great job being able to deliver it to Class in time.
Teammates at Concordia University finally got it going a little bit after we saw a couple early inning errors, but they were able to respond excellently and clean it up a little bit there on defense.
The 1-1 pitch is low and outside to Sam Newkirk, making the count 2-1. Friesen did a good job freezing the runners at their positions there at first and second base, as we'll see the 2-1 pitch with 1 out. in the top of the second. There's the pitch. It's going to be in the strike zone this time, hitting that outside edge for a 2-2 count. Kyle Wu will be on deck for the Xenia Scouts team, as they'll be closing a bit of their road stretch here after having 3 straight now. They'll be hosting the Copperheads tomorrow, so be a little deja vu for both of these teams as that one is outside. There's a swing, strike number 3. Ryan picks up his 5th strikeout of the day, and we're only 2 innings in, Tim.
Great job there by Ryan to recover, giving up a couple easy base hits. Now able to get back to work here, striking out guys. And 5 strikeouts already for Colin Ryan. Really impressed with his performance so far. Only an inning and 2/3 in.
Yep, it'll be the 9th batter here for Kyle Wu. For the Xenia Scouts, he went 0 for 4, struck out twice against the Settlers, so didn't have his best day, but looking to turn it around here and looking for that hit number 1 of the season from Mercer Island, Washington, and attends Wheaton College as he took the first pitch, ball 1-0 as Ryan sets. Delivers the pitch. And outside of the zone, hitting that outside edge for a strike. 1-1 is the count with 2 outs, 2 runners on a muggy, cloudy evening here in Athens. Temperatures hitting mid-90s today, and it's not going to get any cooler this week.
This would be huge here if Ryan's able to finish off Wu, get out of this jam a little bit, only allow that 1 run, and let the offense take back over.
The 1-1 pitch. There's a hit, and it's right to Aldridge for out number 3. So 1 runner scores for the Xenia Scouts, which will give them the lead 1-0. And when we come back, the Copperheads will grab the bats. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Welcome, everybody, to the bottom of the second inning. The bottom of the second inning is presented to you by Steak and Shake. The Xenia Scouts were able to strike first today as they go up 1-0 on an RBI single by Roman Thompson, scoring Colby Ferris, and that's where we're at right now. But next up, it'll be Josh Steidel, and he's coming off of a Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League Week 1 Player of the Week honor, as he had 3 home runs and 5 RBIs and is batting .412 on the year. He takes the first pitch low inside for ball 1.
Steidel, really, really impressive performance this week. Not only on offense, but also on defense. Did have a couple throwdowns and got a couple runners trying to steal.
Grounds it out to second, and that's going to be an out for Josh Steidel as the Scouts are able to take him down there. Steidel's been a man, though, who's been quite clutch for the Copperheads on the season. He had a couple of home runs against the Steam, and then also he hit that home run and that game-winning sac fly in game number 1 here at Bob Wren. So he's made some great plays, definitely deserving of that reward, and we're excited to see what he does. And then also one thing he mentioned was he wants to become a better leader, and he's doing just that, as coaches even noticed.
He has. Coach Lanning been really vocal about Steitl's leadership on and off the field, getting his guys ready to play, and then trying to bring the morale of the dugout back up after a couple tough losses earlier this week.
Now Mason Nadolny is up. In his last game against the Jazz, he had himself a day as he went 3 for 4, 1 run, 1 double, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. As he delivers that hit to the shortstop's unable to make the play, and that's going to be a single, or at least reach first base off of an error. And great work by Nadolny to be able to get himself to plate. It'll be an E6 as Tommy Rover was unable to field that one cleanly. And then his teammate is going to be following him up as Mitch Class is out here batting 7th for the Copperheads. And Mitch Class, in his last game, he went 2 for 3, 1 run, 1 RBI, 2 walks, 1 stolen base against the Jazz. So the Minnesota boys put in some good work against the Jazz, and they'll look to do the same thing here against the Scouts as he takes the first pitch outside for ball 1.
Class and Nadolny have kind of really been steadies on this roster. Roster's been lineup, has been kind of flipping a little bit, but one thing that's pretty much remained the same through that entire road stretch was Class over at first and Nadolny over at third. We saw a little bit yesterday, their connection improving.
Exactly, and after being apart for a month, having the season end, and then you get a little bit of a chance to kind of rest, enjoy a little bit of summer vacation time before the baseball season starts up. It sometimes takes a little bit to be able to get back on the same page, and it's great being able to see them work together, get on the same page, and really just enjoy being teammates. As we'll see Class take a 2-0 pitch from DeClue. Down low this time, 3-0 is the count. And Mitch Class, he's been really great, Tim, at being a tough out. He has 7 walks. He's been walked 7 times this year.
Really patient in the batter's box, able to sit in there, let the pitches come to him. Not very many strikeouts on the year either, so really patient inside the batter's box.
He's also just been a nightmare for pitchers, making them have to go and give 10, 11, 12 pitches at that bat, which can really weigh in on them as the games go on. That one is low and inside for ball number 4, his 8th walk of the season. Mitch Class advances to first, and his friend from Concordia advances to second.
Copperheads starting to put a little bit of offense here together. Similar situation to what we saw with the Scouts last inning. Runners on first and second, 1 out. We'll see if Copperheads are able to capitalize now with a couple guys on.
Yep, Matt Friesen, who's back into the lineup, had his last action against the Joes where he went 1 for 1 with a single, takes the first pitch for a ball. He also went 0 for 3 and 1 strikeout against the Settlers, a game that the Copperheads will hope to forget as they lost that game 11-1 and 7. They also had a tough game against the Steam where they lost 15-8, but their last game against the Jazz, they bounced back in a big way, winning 10-6 as that one is fouled off for strike number 1.
We'll see the Settlers here at Bob Wren on Friday, and hopefully the Cheads are able to kind of shake off what happened in that first game, kind of forget about it, and put a little run together here during this home stretch.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see the Copperheads compete a lot better than they did last time. And Settlers, they are a tough team. They are undefeated, sitting atop the league at a perfect 4-0 record. It'll be tested though tonight as they're going to have they're going to be in action today, and we'll see who they'll be playing on this Monday evening. They're going against the Cincinnati Steam, so yeah, it is going to be a test between the two top teams right now in the division, and that can allow the Copperheads to really have some upward mobility this week. As see the count is 1-2 now to Friesen. And if the Copperheads can have themselves a solid week, they can find themselves at the top of the division by the end as DeClue sets, delivers the pitch, going to be outside and high for ball number 2.
Steam also a pretty tough out for the Copperheads. And honestly, the Copperheads offensively were able to kind of hang with the Steam, but it was the pitching that really did them in that game. 13 walks against the Steam on Friday, and that's really where they beat themselves.
And it's going to be a foul tip, unable to be caught by the catcher. And that'll help Friesen stay alive here as the count is still 2-2 with 1 out. And Copperheads find themselves down 1-0 off of a Roman Thompson RBI single to Colby Ferris, who Colby Ferris was able to get home on that in maybe controversial fashion. At least from the Copperheads' perspective, we'll say controversial fashion there.
Was a great play at the plate. Just from my perspective, it kind of looked like, I mean, we're sitting way back up in the press box, but one is allowed to be a dreamer.
The 2-2 pitch as the Clue looks back, delivers the pitch. It's going to be hit, a grounder, and it looks like the runner, Friesen's trying to make it. He's unable to make it to first. The runner's advanced, though, on the fielder's choice, and they get in the scoring position, but that's 2 down now for the Copperheads as Carson Shepard will be coming in the bat. He's used to batting first in the lineup, but he'll be batting here at the ninth slot today, and they need him in this important situation here as they have a runner on second and a runner on third.
One of the best guys on this team at just getting on base. Shepard, one of the highest on-base percentages in the league right now. Draws a lot of walks, but also makes pretty solid contact. Gets a decent amount of hits. We'll see if he can drive into Nadolny here standing on third.
Carson Shepard, he went 0 for 1 with 1 sac fly, 1 RBI in their last game against the Jazz. Here's the pitch from DeClue. Up high, inside for ball 1.
Shepard likes to crowd that plate there in the batter's box. Makes it difficult for pitchers to kind of throw him inside.
Yeah, decreases the strike zone there as that one is low and hitting just the edge of the zone for strike number 1. 1-1 is the count. 2 outs. Copperheads down 1-0 to the Xenia Scouts, who are looking for win number 2 on the season. As the Clue sets, delivers the pitch. It looks like it bounces off the catcher's mitt there. Going to be ball number 2.
Great job there by Newkirk to kind of let that ball stay in play as Nadolny started to inch forward. Obviously wasn't going to run, but gave the illusion that he was going to.
Yep, Mason Nadolny's on third. Mitch Class is on second. Shepard is here to bat as the Clue delivers a pitch. It's going to be right there, low in the zone on the curveball. And we're at 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the second inning. The 2-2 pitch. The Clue sets, delivers. This time it's inside, it's low. And once again, we see Newkirk do a great job to avoid a pass ball situation. And we'll have a 3-2 count. It'll be loaded here with a runner on second, a runner on third. Full count. Carson Shepard looking to make something happen and drive a runner home. The Clue pitches, and a swing and a miss for Carson Shepard as the Clue got him low and away that time. And that's going to retire the side as the Southern Ohio Copperheads aren't able to put any. 2 runners are stranded, and they are down by 1 going into the top of the third. You're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. It's the top of the third inning here at Bob Wren Stadium, and the top of the third is presented to you by OUCU Financial, where you belong. The Copperheads are down 1-0, a very similar position to where they've been in a lot of games. They've been down in almost every game that they've been in at the beginning of games. The only game where they really struck first was against the Cincinnati Steam, as Ryan delivered the first pitch strike, and there's a foul ball. And that's going to be strike number 2, already back to the top of the lineup for Jeffrey Hurd. The last time he went down in 3 pitches and struck out. And Jeffrey Hurd, before I even got to name off his stats, really, he was already struck out. But he's from Cal State, Sacramento, originally from San Jose, California, and coming all the way out east to play for the Xenia Scouts. He went 0 for 4 against the Settlers as he takes the 0-2 pitch outside and low for ball 1. So lefty. There's a swing and a miss as Ryan is dialing him up today, as that is the 6th strikeout of the day as he caught Jeffrey Hurd for the 2nd time tonight. Now, before we bring up the second batter of the inning and second batter of the order, Tim, you got a trivia question.
I do, in honor of Josh Steidel, Copperheads catcher, winning Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League Player of the Week. We've got a catcher trivia question for you, Sedric. How many catchers have won the MVP in Major League Baseball history? Is it 5, 8, 12, or 18? Fans at home, you are welcome to vote on this as well. There will be a poll on the Copperheads Twitter page, @Copperheads, and on Instagram. So make sure to get on there and vote. The answer will be revealed in the top of the 7th inning.
Ryan delivers another pitch right there into the strike zone for strike number 2. As the top of the order right now has been having issues against Ryan. And we'll see if they can figure him out. But Ryan right now set, delivers the 0-2 pitch, this time outside for ball number 1.
Any thoughts on what your pick is for the trivia question today?
Well, I did actually hear the answer when you were talking about it with Bill, so I won't reveal anything. As you see a pop fly going high up in the air right towards center field, and Ratliff is there for the catch. 2 down.
Again, Copperheads fans listening at home, make sure to check out our social media page @Copperheads on Twitter, @Sheds Baseball on Instagram. The poll is live. Our wonderful social media director, Skylar, got those polls up for you. So,
of course, and I think Tim also with the question, do you want the people to answer with how many individual different catchers, or if a catcher may have won it twice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should specify the poll is for how many different individuals that play the catcher position were able to win an MVP.
2 quick strikes to Ross Smith, who went down in 3 pitches the last time that he was up. Ross Smith from Metro State College takes the 0-2 pitch. This time it's a little bit outside, a little bit high for ball number 1. So there's 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Ryan's only given up a couple of hits on the day. A double and a pair of singles. As that's a swing and a miss, and that'll retire the side as Ryan is having himself a day, as that is already the 7th strikeout of the day, and we're only 3 innings in as the Copperheads are starting to cook, especially on the defensive side of the ball, only down by 1, and they'll look to try to tie the game or take the lead, go in the bottom of the 3rd. You're listening to Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. It's the bottom of the third here at Bob Wren Stadium, and the bottom of the third is presented to you by the Eclipse Company Store. The Copperheads are down 1-0, as it'll be the 1, 2, and 3 runners that'll be due up this inning. Trey Rucker, Gunnar Aldridge, and Bam Thomas. And the Copperheads will look to get something going, as they were able to get a couple of runners on base. They had a runner at third and a runner at second, which was Nadani and Class, and they were both ended up being retired and left on base. So we'll see what Trey Rucker can do as he grounded out in the first inning, getting his second at-bat of the day, working against Garrett DeClue, one of the two DeClue brothers on this team, as Rucker fouls that one out towards first base side, and that one bounces out past the people, fortunately. And it'll be 0-1. The Xenia Scouts on the year, they lost to the Joes 5-6, beat the Mariners 4-2, got smoked by the Steam 1-9, and then played the Settlers very tough 4-7, as the 0-1 pitch is upstairs this time for ball one.
Settlers and Steam have really kind of established themselves as the two best teams in this South Division.
Ball two is low and away. And yeah, I mean, the Settlers, they're starting off undefeated. They had a couple of games canceled and postponed, same with the Steam. And I feel like that's an extra day of rest has really helped them out against the Copperheads in each of their matchups, as the Copperheads went a couple of consecutive days of playing, as Trey Rucker fouls that one towards the back net, make the count 2-2. Gunnar Aldridge will be on deck behind him.
That's a very fair point, Cedric. We saw what this day of rest did to this team coming into their game yesterday. We saw a completely different team out on that field in Richmond than we did on Friday.
Yep, it's amazing what a day of rest can do for a team, and there won't be a lot of days of rest coming for the Copperheads, as that one is high and away for ball number 2. The count is full for Trey Rucker. But yeah, being able to have that day off is really important, but the Copperheads will not have another one until Sunday. So they'll be playing this whole week out here, as that one is just in the zone. Tough call there for Trey Rucker, as that one just nicked the corner of it for strikeout. Another strikeout there for Garrett DeClue. That is his third of the day. So that'll bring up the second hitter in the rotation here. It'll be Gunnar Aldridge. And we'll see what he can dial up. Michigan State man out of Lake Orion, Michigan. Shows bunt and takes it for a strike.
Probably pulled back a little bit too late there on the bunt attempt.
Copperheads are down 1-0, as that is a pass ball. So it'll be ball number 1. No runners will get to advance, as no runners are on. And there's one down in the inning. But the score was by Roman Thompson, who had an RBI single, which ended up scoring Colby Ferris, as Friesen made a pretty solid play at the plate, but it didn't work out for him, as that one is inside for a ball. It's Gunnar Aldridge in a 2-1 count here on a very, very muggy day. The air is so thick you could probably cut it with a knife. We can feel it here in the booth a little bit with this window open.
Probably have to bring ourselves a fan up into the booth the rest of the week, as it's getting pretty sticky up here. But nonetheless, we will power through for you, the fans. Yes. Cedric and I, no days off. We are doing this for the fans.
Yeah,
so
we're out here making sacrifices.
Enjoy.
With one out, the 2-2 pitch from DeClue. And unable to be fielded cleanly there from Newkirk, the catcher. Makes the count full, 3-2, with one out in the inning. Despite the temperature, at least the optics of it looks very nice. And for all those watching at home, I bet you're in a nice, either in front of a fan or in front of some AC, as we see Aldridge pick up the walk. That is his third walk of the year, as he's going to advance to first. So Gunnar Aldridge gets a little bit of something going here in the inning, and that'll bring up Bam Thomas. Bam Thomas got the only hit of the day for the Copperheads so far. He had a single to shallow right field, and that's how Thomas was able to get on base. Had a home run the last game, and we went crazy for that first Bam of the season.
Aldrich, another one of those Copperheads that's really aggressive on the base runner there, as you see a throwback from Garrett DeClue. But a few stolen bases on the year. Definitely, if nothing else, in the mind of these pitchers when he's on the base pad.
Yeah, but you just got to keep him honest, as DeClue already does 2 throwback pitches there, just to be able to check to see that Gunnar Aldridge isn't getting too big of a lead off there.
Trying to keep the runner honest.
Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. The 0-0. Bam Thomas bangs that one out towards Pruitt Field. That is the field hockey facility that is to our left, or to the left of the camera. And it'll be 0-1, but definitely showed off some of that power right there. They don't call him Bam for nothing. The 0-1 pitch. Aldridge is going to go. There's a hit for Bam Thomas. And Aldridge is going around the base pass, sliding into third. He's made it in time, and Bam Thomas going for second. Another mistake by DeClue. Couldn't able to field that one. And that was a huge hit for Bam Thomas, going down as a double. And great work there for the Copperheads, as Bam Thomas having himself a day.
Great job by Bam Thomas to make solid contact on that ball again. And it's something he talked about to us yesterday, wanted to use that home run to kind of get out of that slump that he started the season on. Now 2 hits here today already, 2 for 2 for Ashton Bam Thomas.
Speaking of number 2, it's Kyle Ratliff, who wears the number 2 jersey here for the Copperheads. Last time he was up, he flied out 2-7, but got some pretty good contact, and he'll be looking to solve DeClue here. And that first pitch is fouled backwards, make the count 0-1 with 2 runners on. And this is a situation the Copperheads have seen a lot this year. And the thing that they really need to do is just really take advantage, execute, get some of these runs. When you have a runner on third, especially in situations where there's only 1 out, you've got to make something happen here.
2 left on in that first. Copperheads are going to try and avoid leaving another 2 runners on here in the, 2 runners left on in the second inning. Trying to avoid doing that again here in the third. Get back into this game. Only down 1, and the pitching is going really well today, so nothing Copperheads really need to worry about right now.
Yeah, the pitching had a rough start to the year, but it seems like now things have started to slowly get better, as that pitch is this time a little bit low. Ratliff gets the call he wants there. 2-1. And now you see the fans clapping, getting a little bit into it right here. Some of the stadium sounds helping to be able to keep that energy flowing. And the Copperheads will definitely need it today. Xenia Scouts, even though they're 1-3, you can't sleep on anybody in this league. As DeClue delivers the pitch, this time it skips across the ground for ball number 3. Good hitters count for Ratliff. We'll see if we see a swing. And any sort of fly ball into the outfield, if anything like he had the last time he was up, will result in a run.
Aldrich, a lot of speed over there too. We talked about his presence on the base pad. Not a slow guy either. So, like you said, ball to the outfield will likely send Aldrich home.
3-1 pitch. This time it's inside. It's low. Ball number 4. Kyle Ratliff jogs his way to first, and those bases are loaded.
What a guy to send up to the plate, too, with the bases loaded. Only 1 out. The GLSCL Player of the Week.
Yep, and the fans remember his performance from week 1, and he got quite the applause as he took the plate here, as he had a ground out in the second. Did get some contact, though. And will try to bring one of his runners home. 1 out in this situation. It'll be the 0-0 pitch. DeClue delivers. And that one is low. 1-0 is the count. Steidel already ahead. Looking to build off of his Player of the Week performance. And we'll see what he can do. And he'll try to make it 2 straight Players of the Week. It'll be difficult, but we can see what he can do. 1-0 pitch. This time it's in the zone for a strike as DeClue dials it up there.
Loads of talent in this league on really every roster. So for Steidel to be able to start the year off like that on the player as the Player of the Week, we'll look as the season goes. But he's definitely trending towards being one of the Copperheads representatives in the All-Star game in July.
This time the pitch is just outside of the zone, a little bit too low as well. 2-1 is the count with 1 out. Copperheads down by 1. The scoring got started for the Scouts in the second inning, top of the second, as there was an RBI from Roman Thompson, who had an RBI single. And it resulted in Colby Fair scoring, giving them a 1-0 lead. There's the pitch. This time it's a pass ball. Aldridge is going to go. Aldridge is going to come in. That's the first run of the day for the Copperheads. And this time it's off of a pass ball here by the Xenia Scouts. And their mistake allowed the Copperheads to capitalize.
Steidel, we talked about his vocal leadership. There we just saw his on-field leadership kind of helping out Coach Lanning over there at third base, giving Aldridge kind of a wave like, hey, dude, let's go. Come on in. So Steidel really showing that leadership now, too, on the field.
Definitely is. It's been impressive seeing what he's been able to do on the year. And as a result of that pass ball, Bam Thomas moves to third. Kyle Ratliff is up to second. So now you still have runners in pretty good position, and feels a lot better as well now that the Copperheads have tied it up. And now they'll have an opportunity to try to take the lead here, as a little bit of the sunlight that we had in the evening is starting to fade a little bit into dusk as the lights are on here at Bob Wren, as there's a swing and a miss as the Clue got him that time on that pitch. And now the count is full, 3-2, 1 out, 2 runners on for the Copperheads, wearing their all-white uniforms on your screen, green batting helmets, going against the Navy tops, gray pants of the Scouts, as that one is a foul tip, and it'll be out for Josh Steidel as they make the play, 2-3, and that'll take out Steidel, but not before a runner could score off of the pass ball.
Good heads-up play there by Sam Newkirk to kind of hold on to that drop third for a second, not just fire it down to Blaze Bell, as the runner on third was being really aggressive, started creeping up that baseline, and kind of wanted to prevent a run there before just firing it down.
It was a great decision, and that allows them to stay tied in this game as Mason Nadolny is back up. He was able to reach off of an error by the shortstop Rover, and he delivers a hit, and it's going to be a base hit. And can that score 2? Bam Thomas is in, and here comes Ratliff on the way in. It'll be a 2 RBI situation. And now Nadolny is trapped in between, but not before 2 runners could score, so that'll retire the side. But a couple of runners score, as that's a great way to end off the inning, as the Copperheads in the third inning, they put up 3, and they're up 3-1 going into the top of the fourth. You listen to Southern Ohio Copperheads baseball on YouTube. It's the top of the 4th inning, and the Copperheads are nursing a lead for the first time today. And the top of the 4th inning is presented to you all by Ohio Health. Copperheads had their best inning of the day so far as they were able to outscore the Xenia Scouts 3-0 in the 3rd. Now we're at the top of the 4th. Ryan delivers a pitch. Strike. That's been something we've seen a lot of today, Tim, as he's going up against, this time it'll be Matt Early, who struck out the last time he was up. He was the 4th straight strikeout, which began the game for Ryan. Delivers another pitch. Swing and miss. 2 strikes already.
Such an impressive performance. I can't even put into words how impressed I am with Colin Ryan today. Absolute presence on the mound. One of the best pitching performances we've seen from really any team this whole season.
There's the pitch. This time it bounces off of Friesen, making the count 1-2. But yeah, that's a great point, Tim, about Ryan. His first game on the mound, he did pretty well still, and everybody was kind of warming up a little bit into the season. Definitely would have liked to do a little bit better, though, against the Mariners. Only a couple hits given up, though, and there's going to be a hit to Nadolny, who delivers it to Class, and Class is unable to clasp the ball there, and the Xenia Scouts are able to catch a good break, and they're able to get to first.
Pretty solid, though. Pretty solid throw from Mason Nadolny. Put it right in the exact spot that Mitch Class needed. But Class, a little bit of hole in the glove action for him. Not quite able to hold on to that one.
Yep. Still warming up into the season. There's been a couple of kinks in the infield throughout the year, a couple of errors, and we saw some errors early in the last game against the Jazz, but as the game went on, they were able to do a lot better, as now the Copperheads are going against Colby Ferris. He is in the 5-hole for the Xenia Scouts here, as last time he was up, he doubled, and then he was able to score. He has the only run of the day, and he barely made it as Friesen tried to tag him out, but he seemed to get to the plate just in time, and now he'll take the 0-1 pitch from Ryan. Ryan keeps the base runner honest, as Matt Early showing a little bit of a leadoff there, and looked like the ball slipped out of his hand a little bit.
Copperheads really need to focus on taking care of the ball here. That's one thing. I know I spent a lot of time when I coached Little League Baseball last summer working with my kids on the fundamentals. We can't throw the ball around. I mean, we've got to get the ball to your intended target and just kind of hold on to it, right? Not let the runners advance to a different base. And I know these guys are aware of that, but sometimes, you know, the game gets a little bit out of hand and you start kind of wanting to make that big play to make up for a mistake maybe you've made before. But sometimes baseball really is as simple as the fundamentals.
It certainly is, and each of these players, they had those opportunities. The runner's going to go. There's a throw, and it looks like he is there in time. He is. That'll be a stolen base for Matt Early, who did a great job leaving at the exact same time. Did not leave early that time, and he was right on time to get into the base, and that's a stolen base. And that first base to second base sort of area, Tim, that's been a big issue for the Copperheads, being able to cover that. Throw kind of fell a little bit short as well, but it did get to its intended area, just not in time, as it'll be a 2-1 pitch for Ryan DeFerris.
And Aldrich and Carson Shepard, both really solid defensive players, but
Chopper and Nadolny to Class, this time in time, out number 1. But yeah, sorry about that. Interrupting your thought, Tim.
We've talked about it before too. Just early season, starting to work out the kinks, but I'm sure that's something that Coach Lanning has really been emphasizing these last couple days. Guys, we can't take ourselves out of these games because of errors like that.
Exactly, it is key. And then also with the temperature being hot, this adds another dynamic. Most of the games so far have been in the 70s, have been very relaxed temperatures where it's not something that's uncomfortable to be outside, but today it is very uncomfortable to be out here as Ryan delivers a pitch low and outside to batter Roman Thompson. And, yeah, it creates another degree of difficulty as you have to show the mental toughness as you're going to start to get a little bit tired. You start to feel the sweltering heat. We're even feeling the sweltering heat here in the broadcast booth as it is definitely blazing. So I know the players are definitely feeling it as there's a fly ball going high up into the air. Shepard is there. makes the catch, 2 down.
Thank you very much.
So Tommy Rover's back up. He singled in the second inning. It's the 7th hitter on the lineup here for the Xenia Scouts. Got a cool color scheme with the navy and the Carolina blue, looking like the North Carolina Tar Heels a little bit, and probably see the Carolina blue uniforms in tomorrow's game as they'll play against each other again. With 2 outs, Ryan delivers the pitch. This time it is low, and that'll result in ball number 1.
While I am, of course, absolutely loyal to the forest green, gold, and orange of the Southern Ohio Copperheads, the Carolina blue holds a special place in my heart, one of my favorite colors on sports uniforms.
The 1-0 pitch, this time too high as Friesen gets his glove up in the air to make the catch, prevent the pass ball. 2-0 is the count with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning with a runner on second. Early is that runner after he stole a base to get to that point. Ryan sets, delivers the pitch. This time it skips off the grass and back a little bit towards Ryan. Friesen steps up from his position, throws the ball back to Ryan, and the count is 3-0. Good spot here now for Tommy Rover. We'll see if he can make something happen. Shortstop. Had a little bit of action go against him here in the field, as he did have an error earlier. 3-0 pitch. Inside for ball number 4 as Rover gets the first base on 4 straight pitches.
Good chance this will be the last inning that we see Colin Ryan in today. Not that he's been pitching bad, of course. 7 strikeouts, only 1 walk, this being his, or excuse me, 2 now, this being his 2nd walk of the day. But Coach Lanning really wants to keep these guys on a pitch count. It's something Sam Maudsley talked about to us yesterday. He was pitching really well, but talked to Coach and said, we really only want you to go 3, 4, maybe 5 innings tomorrow. So I would presume that the same thing goes for Colin Ryan.
Swing and a miss as Colin Ryan is now pitching to the 8th batter here of the Xenia Scouts, Sam Newkirk. He struck out in the 2nd inning, as he was strikeout number 5 for Ryan. It'll try to make him strikeout number 8 as well. The 0-1 pitch going to be fouled out backwards. That's a quick 0-2 for Colin Ryan. And there's a couple of arms there in the bullpen here for the Copperheads, or in the overall pitching staff. There's 14 arms total. So being able to do a good job of being able to give everybody at least 1 or 2 days off of rest in between games. It'll be important through the stretch. Coppers did have a tough break with Andrew Clellan going down, and hope that he is okay as he will be out for the year. But it was tough having him gone, as he was one of our best guys in the pitching staff, and losing him in game 1 is tough. But we'll see how the Copperheads respond. They've had to really step up a lot of this season. It's been a very gritty season for them, as they've had ups, they've had downs. They started off 2-0, feeling on top of the world, and then you got brought back down to earth, and then they were able to get back on the saddle. As there's the 1-2 pitch, each runner's going to go. It's a pass ball, or actually a foul ball. Actually, you got a little piece of that, and that's fortunate, as both the runners were trying to steal, but that's going to make them go back to their positions, as we saw Tommy Rover and Matt Early just go to their next base with some speed there, but fortunately the ball was fouled. Count is 1-2, 2 outs. Copperheads up 3-1 in a game that is very critical to win, as to have a couple of games against teams on the lower side of the division in terms of record before they host some of the teams with a positive record coming up later this week. And if you want to be able to compete with those top teams, you got to be able to take care of business against the teams that are below you in the standings. Upsets will definitely happen at times, but you just got to make sure to stay solid and take care of business, especially at home, as that's a pop fly foul all the way back, or maybe will it get there? It looks like it's going into the stands, and it does fall down in the stands, as there's a mad dash there, as all the kids try to go and grab that ball. And we really love that a lot of people, a lot of families take their kids out here to Bob Wren Stadium to go see the Copperheads. I mean, we think back to our early experiences, Tim, and being able to go to the ballpark. For me, it was Huntington Park in Columbus. And for Tim, I know there's also some ballparks that have been very nostalgic for you. There's just something special about that.
There is the old Fifth Third Field in Toledo where the Mud Hens play, and then Fifth Third Field, funny enough, in Dayton where the Dayton Dragons play. Both of those ballparks I've spent a lot of time at, a lot of summer afternoons, so it's always nice when you see kids running around, interacting with the players. That's a big thing down here on the Copperheads dugout. A lot of kids like to sit pregame and kind of, bring their gloves, play toss with the players. So props to those guys, too, for being really engaging, creating a fun environment for these kids to come out to.
Yep, you got some true class acts on this team. And Colin Ryan will deliver the 3-2 pitch. It's going to be fouled out again. A little bit of deja vu as we've seen that 3 times in a row. And for all the kids at the game, they're having a field day today as they're seeing a lot of action in this 3-2 full count at bat. So we're getting to pitch number 10 of this at bat now, as pitch count here at this at bat starting to go up here, as this could be the last inning of work here for Ryan. We'll see if he goes a little bit into the 5th inning, but it'll be 3-2 to Sam Newkirk of the Scouts, the Xenia Scouts. 1-3. Looking to get win number 2. As there's the pitch. There's a hit. It's out to Nadolny, and he tries to make a play at second. He's unable to make anything in time, and that'll be a infield single for the Xenia Scouts.
Good effort by Nadolny there to just try and make something out of nothing. He kind of slid down to make sure that ball didn't get out of the infield, prevented a score or a runner from coming in to score, and then just tried to make a play at second where Gunnar Aldrich was down there covering.
Bases are loaded for the Xenia Scouts, who are coached by Tim Cole. And it'll bring up Kyle Wu, the 9th batter here for the Xenia Scouts. Last time that he was up, he had a fly out to second base. He hit it directly to Aldrich, who put his glove up there to make the catch. And now it's an important spot for Ryan, as he's had a couple of pitches on him. Probably at the end right now of his day, looking to close it off with a solid retiring of the side here, as the bases are loaded. You have Early on third, Rober on second, Newkirk on first, and Kyle Wu trying to make something happen here for the Xenia Scouts, down by 2. And he fouled off that first pitch, so now the count is 0-1 as Ryan delivers the pitch. Fouled off again. 0-2 is the count now, and Ryan can feel that the end of the inning is near. Just got to deliver one more solid pitch. Started the day with 12 straight strikes thrown, and we'll look to get one more. The 0-2 pitch for Colin Ryan. He sets up, he throws. It's going to be a fly ball. Will it go into foul territory? Nadolny's going for it. Nadolny puts his glove up, makes the catch at the side of the wall, and that's going to retire the side. 3 runners are left on. Copperheads don't give up anything in that top of the inning. And now going into the bottom of the 4th, the Copperheads are up 3-1, and we'll look to add on to it. And you're listening to Southern Ohio Copperheads Baseball on YouTube. Welcome, everybody, to the bottom of the fourth inning presented by Larry's Doghouse. Try the Copperhead Crunch Dog at Bob Wren Stadium. It's one of my favorites, and I know it could be one of your favorites as well. Copperheads are up 3-1 going into the bottom of the fourth, and we have Mitch Class, Matt Friesen, and Carson Shepard all due up in the inning, the 7, 8, and 9 holes on the lineup. And Tim, just give me a little bit of your observations of that excellent catch by Nadani as he did a great job hustling as Class delivers a chopper. It's going to be picked up by third base. Can he make it in time? No, he will not. One up, one down real quick for the Copperheads as Class goes down on the grounder. But like I was saying, Tim, just describe to the people, because they couldn't see the catch there from Nadani, what it was like.
Yeah, Nadolny. I got a little bit confused, my Minnesota guys. Nadolny drifted over towards the kind of the back corner of the Copperheads dugout, saw the ball all the way in, and made an excellent catch. Kind of leaned up against the fence, too, to make sure he was able to make that catch and get his pitcher out of this jam. Like we said, it's likely going to be the last time we see Colin Ryan this afternoon. Most pitchers on this roster are on a pitch count just to keep everybody fresh for this long stretch of games we have this week.
Yeah, speaking of Minnesota guys, we saw Nadani make that catch. Now we have Matt Friesen from St. Cloud, Minnesota, here in the lineup as he delivers a hit. Will it stay fair? No, it'll just be fouled down the first baseline, and that'll make the count 1-1 with one out. Copperheads up 3-1 on the day as the bottom of the second, Roman Thompson had an RBI single to score Colby Ferris for the Scouts, giving them a 1-0 lead. Then in the top of the third, Gunnar Aldridge scored on a pass ball, and then Nadolny had a 2 RBI single, which scored Ratliff and Bam Thomas. And that's how we're at 3-1, as there's a pitch. The 1-1 pitch this time is outside, making the count 2-1 on a very, very muggy day here in Southeast Ohio. Well, I'll tell you, like I said in that ad, the Copperhead Crunch Dog is absolutely fantastic. Had a couple of those on our walkthrough day, and just made me happy as you see a chopper. Friesen's going to have to run with all his might. He's trying to get there. He can't get there in time. As you see yet again, another play by Roman Thompson hitting Blaze Bell, and he's done a great job being aggressive from his third base position, coming into the field to make those plays.
Roman Thompson, probably the busiest defender in this entire game today. Made some really good throws over to first and been kind of the anchor for this Scouts defense today.
Now with 2 runners up, 2 runners down, Carson Shepard comes into the game. Last time he was up, he struck out here against DeClue, and it looks like we'll see a bit of a timeout sort of situation here. I don't know if this is some sort of water break or if there is a rain delay. It looks like it could be a thunderstorm delay as the players are going to escape here, and we'll take a little break as well. We don't know how long it'll be, but we hope to have Copperheads baseball back. Right now, the Copperheads are up 3-1, and we hope to come back later tonight. All right, Copperheads fans, this game has unfortunately been postponed to a later date. That date has not been determined yet, and make sure to stay tuned on social media for that remake of a game. And it's definitely sad to see a game get postponed, especially with players having such great games. And I felt the Copperheads were on their way to a victory, maybe by the score of 8-4, as I predicted yesterday. But we'll see what comes on, as the Copperheads will have to go and battle with this mental hurdle. It's definitely something that's not the easiest thing, Tim, but you know, we got to see what the elements are like out there, and to be frank, it's definitely a little bit crazy out there.
Yeah, we had to go out and help the rest of the staff kind of get everything wrangled back in before this storm came through, but definitely unfortunate for this team playing really well, especially coming the way they played yesterday. The momentum kind of carried right back into this game. They've really picked up where they left off. Slow first inning, but after that, slowly, steadily, kind of been working themselves back into this game. We saw Colin Ryan had the immaculate inning in that first inning, so we really hope that he'll be able to keep that on his stats. Definitely a big milestone for him, not something that really happens ever. So, yeah, we'll just kind of have to see where this goes. Make sure to check on our social media pages, at Copperheads on Twitter, Cheads Baseball on Instagram, Southern Ohio Copperheads on Facebook. For all the updates, as soon as we know, we will let you, the fans, know.
Of course. So, at the